So many times when you're living here or in the lake community, people say, you know, when I moved into the community, I really should have bought a lakefront because you know how much lakefronts were then compared to now, and that I missed the opportunity to buy on the lake. Well, many of these communities like Lake of the Pines and Lake Wildwood have plenty of parks and places for you to enjoy the lake, whether you live on the lake or not. I'm a lakefront owner. I enjoy going off my sandy beach out to the cove where I live on Shadow Cove and swim to the main beach and swim back in a 5-mile-an-hour zone. I also wear a little buoy so people can see me. So I enjoy living on the lake. So the question is to me many a time is how much money do you need to have in order to buy a lakefront at Lake of the Pines? And what should a lakefront sell for? Those prices seem quite high. And it's not all about price per square foot like in other homes, because there's a lot of other attributes about a lakefront home besides the structure itself. These are the extras that we're talking about. Look at this panoramic view. We are at 23895 Lakeview Court. This is a property that I've listed. It's going to close in this next week. And there's lots of extras here besides the fact that you have 3,366 square feet. What is the view like? How deep is the water? Does it come with a dock? Is there a boat lift? We've got a gazebo here, a beautiful path already paved down to the water very graciously. Are there water features on the property? What's the landscaping like? Is it irrigated? Is there a shed for your water toys and fishing supplies? All of these things have value. How about a water wall? Is there a sandy beach? Or is there a water wall? How about a ladder at the bottom of your dock? That's a dock, by the way, a Trex dock that is fixed to the ground underneath the water. It doesn't float, it's there. These docks are 30 years worthy of being owned for 30 years. So all of these things have value in the lakefront scene. Also, sun position is really important too. You know, how are you going to entertain on your deck? What time of day is the best time to be out on your deck or in the front of your house? So I have sold 50 lakefronts in my 22 years of real estate. I consider myself, I am a luxury agent. I live on the lake, and I really know a lot of these extra features that you wouldn't want to buy a lakefront in Lake of the Pines or Lake Wildwood without somebody who is familiar with the community, because there's so many other things that your local realtor will know. So I'm CJ Jenkins from Century 21 Cornerstone. If you would like to ask me any questions about lakefront living at Lake of the Pines or Lake Wildwood, just give me a call at 530-906-4715, and I'd be very happy to share all these extra bits of knowledge that I have from being a lakefront owner and living in a lakefront community. One tidbit, which is always asked, is how many acres of water do we have at Lake of the Pines? Our lake is 230 acres of water. That's 5.5 miles of shoreline. And what quality is the water? Does it get sprayed regularly? Is it approved by the state of California? Does it affect you when you're swimming if there's a spraying? Does it help with the algae? All those things that are questions that you need to ask about a lakefront setting in that way. And here is a very interesting story about gated lakefront communities. Boise Cascade built Lake of the Pines first, then half an hour away is Lake Wildwood in Penn Valley, built that second. And guess what? Today, there are no more lakefronts being made in California that are private. What does that mean? If another lake, man-made lake, was built, then if you have this mass of water, this amount of water also means that they need to be available to the public. So Lake of the Pines and Lake Wildwood have been grandfathered in to being a private community with this much lake frontage for people, whether you enjoy them in the parks and the beaches or whether you have a lakefront residence. You should always work with a luxury agent who knows the scene. So this is my scoop, Lake Life with CJ at Lake of the Pines. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us on YouTube, Christine Jenkins, or Lake of the Pines Living Facebook. And then we also have Instagram going on too. Thank you so much. Enjoy the lake.